of salt increases your risk for hypertension.
Oh. So hawa watu wa kuleta chakula nasema acha niongeze kachumvi.
Kachumvi kanini?
Leta weka chumvi hapa chakula na mkula.
Not good for your health.
Kwanza before we continue, avocado iko wapi?
Kwa good fat.
Mama wa vibada, heko.
Hi guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, karibu sana, welcome. If you're not new, thank you so much for tuning in again and again. No matter how many times you've come, we appreciate you. We love you so much. So if you've not subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We have videos every Monday and Thursday. So we are here to live life at 7:30 a.m. Please subscribe if you have not already. Share this video and like. We are all about living life and changing lives. So far, we've changed so many lives, I believe, because all of you that come to our comment section and tell us that you're doing a good job, we love your content, we appreciate you so much. And those who are sliding to our inboxes, thank you so much. We take every comment seriously and every suggestion, yes, criticism, yes, compliment, please, complications, yes, all of them. We take them very seriously. So anyway, you guys, as we had promised you, we'll be doing a series of nutrition, and you know, she's so beautiful, we had to bring her back. So today it's about nutrition in relation to lifestyle diseases, and it's so sad to state that lifestyle diseases are so much related to nutrition. I read somewhere today that
diseases, it's becoming the next pandemic after COVID. After COVID. You see, after COVID, you see what happens with the lifestyle. Right now, people are getting money at a very young age. People are getting exposed to money at a very young age, you see. And the other thing, there is this thing we call the rural urban migration, which is forcing people to move to urban areas. Where in urban areas, you don't have to go to the farm to get something to eat. So you eat which is available. And two, the people's lifestyle has become very busy because you're in office, maybe you're in office, you're hustling, whichever the time. So even the time to eat well, it's not there. So you tend to get the fast food.
Quick fix.
Quick fix, Yes, you have to fix it. You have to fix it. You get that quick food, which is in yakina smoky fast foods, kajuice hapa, kasamosa pale, you know, to those fast foods. And I think majority of these fast foods, they must have mafuta na ngano.
Transfer.
Transfer. I think you know.
Anyway, you guys, by that I read somewhere today that whatever you put in your mouth is either feeding a disease or fighting a disease. I read from her, by the way.
Where?
Aye, catch a weevil. Anyway, you guys, if you need to read also 07, where? Put that pen down. Anyway, join us today as we talk about this. So today I'll let her tell you her name again, in case you missed it last time. Introduce yourself, tell us your name again, because some people missed it last time.
My name is Brenda Wamboi Wanjera. I'm a clinical nutritionist at Embu Children's Hospital.
I want us to tell us the relation between nutrition and lifestyle diseases, and some of those lifestyle diseases.
What?
You should tell us what is a lifestyle disease.
Yes. Oh, what is a lifestyle
nutrition? You know nutrition in maakuli. It's what you eat, how you eat. I think that's what you call nutrition.
Yeah.
Yes.
How you eat, what you eat. I think about when it's an issue of discussion. When you eat, yeah.
Like you eat all the time.
Not okay. So I think you can what is lifestyle disease?
What is lifestyle diseases?
So, in short, lifestyle diseases or lifestyle simply is the style you used to live. How are you living? Because these things can contribute to non-communicable diseases, also known as lifestyle diseases.
What is non-communicable diseases?
Lifestyle diseases. Non-communicable meaning they cannot be transferred from one person to another.
Oh, they are not corona like.
Okay, so they're also known as lifestyle diseases, and studies have it that they are a leading cause of death in the world.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Which are these are lifestyle diseases, Ini magonjwa kama sasa kani malaria, TB, tuberculosis.
No. So the non-communicable diseases or the lifestyle diseases include hypertension, diabetes type 2, cardiovascular diseases, and cancer. Those are the leading, only to name a few. But today, I want us to focus on the leading, which is cardiovascular disease and type 2 diabetes.
Type 2 diabetes. Okay, if I may ask, before let me ask. No, this one is not a personal question. Someone may be helped with this. So, cancer has a cause now. We know.
Yes.
it's part of a lifestyle disease?
It's part of our lifestyle because there are things that we expose ourselves to that increase the risk. Because the risk factor for non-communicable diseases include but not limited to smoking or tobacco exposure, alcohol intake, use of drug, your diet, okay, and physical activity. Physical activity. Yes, because we like you started. You said about rural urban migration. So we have white collar jobs. We work in the office. You wake up, go to the office, sit the whole day, have quick foods or what you call fast foods. You have a sedentary kind of lifestyle, and still
Use an elevator.
Yes, you still use an elevator. Yeah. So you find that the nutritional status actually increases your risk.
So if you are working in an office, how you eat still matters.
How you eat still matters. If you work in an office, find time to exercise. It doesn't today now that because you're working in an office, will you stop working in an office because you want you have to increase your physical activity, making sure that you don't have a sedentary kind of lifestyle. Yes.
So if okay, for me, I would suggest those people who own offices to have shower rooms whereby you will run from home.
Sasa nikuuliza sasa kama ofisi yangu sasa nataka shower wapi?
No, you run from home to the office, you shower there.
Because most of the time, I always advise my clients, find time to exercise. Find time to exercise. And you know, exercising goes with age. For sure, if you tell me today to run comfortably, I'll find time and run. If you tell a 50-year-old to run, they may not be able to run, but they can walk. So something we call brisk walking. You can do brisk walking, you can jog, you can skip, you can swim, you can cycle. All these come to your physical activity.
Is that why I've seen some white guys? They ride from either Karen or Kilimani to come to the offices in Upper Hill. I've seen such guys do that. They ride.
Yes,
they have a lot of money, they have very good vehicles, but they prefer
because someone was making a joke that you buy a car only to go cycle in the gym.
That's not a joke, that is true. That is true, by the way. That is very true, by the way. Okay, let's just say that sometimes, we tend to think that life is unfair, but because when you have it all, you are at a risk of a lifestyle disease most of the time. And that's why people have started associating lifestyle diseases with rich people.
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
So, there is now what we call now your nutritional status, which we use certain tools to assess your nutritional status. When your weight is taken and your height is taken, we calculate something we call a BMI, body mass index. Okay, so if your weight is 50 and your height is 150, we take your weight and divide it by weight in kilograms. You divide it by height in meters squared. Okay, so the number that you get after you do that can help you know where you lie in the BMI scale. So between 18.5 and below, you are underweight. Okay, so 18.5 to 24.9, you have a normal weight. Okay, then from 25 to 29.9, you are overweight, and then above 30, you are obese. So sometimes you find
there's a difference between being an overweight and obese.
Yes, we have overweight and then we have obese, and then obesity is also classified in different categories. They have class 1 obese, class 1 obese, class 2 obese, and morbidly obese. Because you find someone who has a BMI of more than even 40.
Oh, that's serious.
In short, let me break it down. In short, if you have a BMI of more than 40, inamaanisha ukianguka unaweza bounce.
Not really, but you see.
No.
Okay.
If your height is too big, if your height is kidogo na uko mnono, inamaanisha ukianguka
unaweza bounce.
Otherwise ukianguka unaweza tengeneza kashimo. Juu uko mrefu na huna kilo.
Okay, anyway, now tell us the relation between what you eat and now a lifestyle disease. That relation.
Okay. So, when you are obese, you get there through food.
The journey to obesity is
yes. And then we have something we call metabolic syndrome, whereby this one is classified by your lipid profile. Okay, whereby you have high cholesterol, high triglycerides, high low density lipoprotein, or something we call LDL, and very low HDL.
Okay, let's start clearly. High cholesterol level, everybody knows about cholesterol.
Yes.
High and something else you have said.
Triglycerides.
Yes, said you keep to.
Okay, you see, when you ukipimwa blood, ukipimwa blood, we can tell your lipid profile. Okay, and then the clogging of arteries or clogging of veins, it is associated with your lipid profile. Okay.
Yani probability ya mishipa yako kufungana.
Yes.
Unaona at least hapo.
Okay. So when for instance when I compare HDL and LDL, okay, LDL is the bad fat. This is the fat that actually clogs your blood vessels. Okay, and then we have the HDL. HDL is the good fat. It tells you that you actually have good fat. This good fat helps your body get rid of the bad fat. So most of the time we always encourage you to reduce the bad fat that you intake, that you take through your mouth, and increase the good fat, because the good fat is going to help get rid of the bad fat.
Now let's break it, still continue breaking it down further, because I think you who is watching, the difference between bad fat and good fat, bad fat ni mafuta, ile mafuta baya. Hatumaanishi petroli, hatumaanishi vice na petroli. Unajua mafuta baya inaweza kuwa ni petroli. Ndio kwanza nasikia mapana na shilingi 11. So mafuta baya na mafuta mzuri. So what are the bad fat? Kwanza before we continue, avocado iko wapi?
Kwa good fat.
Mama wa vibada heko.
Going out of market.
Good fat includes avocado,
canola oil, sunflower. Canola is a kind of a plant.
Okay, sunflower
oil or vegetable oil.
Vegetable oils, njugu karanga.
Yes, njugu karanga is in the good fat.
Njugu karanga na avocado tuko sawa.
No, bad fat is coconut oil. That one I won't forget.
Okay, coconut oil is not good fat. It's from plants, but it's not good fat.
Guys, take a lot of avocados. Let's continue. That's really available.
So the bad fat is from the saturated fats and the trans fats. Yes.
Mafuta ya kupika. Mafuta ya kupika hii tunakulaga kwa chipo. How is that?
I told you that fried foods come from trans fats.
Hizo ni baya. Chipo na wewe.
So avoid taking fried foods. Okay, I'm not saying that you remove oil from your diet. I just want you to use it in moderation.
So hata nikipata kibuyu imeandikwa cholesterol free.
Okay, we also have that whereby kibuyu imeandikwa cholesterol free, but you find that if you put that oil under room temperature and it gets cold, it also
solidifies. Yes, I think I've seen that.
Yeah, it happens. Many brands.
Most of the time,
I won't say which brand.
Most of the time, we'll always want to put it on the fire. Yes.
So as long as it solidifies, that is cholesterol.
That is cholesterol. It's not good for your health. So most of the time, we want our patients to go for olive oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, and vegetable oil.
Now let me ask
but I know that you also have to consider the social economic part.
That's what I was asking. Unaniambia ninunue olive oil.
Olive oil is very
expensive. Canola oil, you hata sijui canola ni nini.
Now sometimes we have preferences because even if they are lifestyle diseases, there are preferences too. You can't live all your life sad because olive oil is not sweet. That's a fact. Let's speak the truth.
Since we have to also consider the social economic, make sure that if you're using these oils that are liquid but solidify under room temperature, use them in moderation.
I think that's
everything is just moderation.
It's just moderation. So if I may ask now, since we are using everything in moderation, does it mean that those who are suffering from lifestyle diseases, they did not use it in moderation? Because, sometimes you feel like, I did my best. Why did it get to me? People say that. I did my best. Why do I have diabetes?
the last time we were talking about hypertension with the other doctor, so we have the risk factors for hypertension, and being overweight and obese is one of them. But we also have other risk factors. So it doesn't mean that everyone that is obese or overweight has these lifestyle diseases. It just means that it increases their risk. Okay, and it doesn't mean that I can be this tiny and not be hypertensive. That's not true. We have other risk factors. So that said, we have the risk factors for hypertension. One is now obesity and overweight. Two is family history. When there's a family history of hypertension or diabetes, then your risk factors go high. If you take alcohol, it also increases your risk. If you get exposed to tobacco, it increases your risk. And I thank the government for what they did about tobacco exposure, because sometimes we become secondary smokers. Secondary smokers, meaning that someone is smoking, yet you are the one, then you get exposed. And that's why I started by saying that it also causes cancer, because you see, if you start smoking and you're a chain smoker, your risk for lung cancer goes up. So can you now understand how lifestyle contributes to cancer? Yes.
So even if somebody smokes, okay, if you expose yourself to smokers.
Yes, when you become a secondary smoker, actually the one who smokes is better than you because they have a filter. But for you, you're just taking everything.
Let me get this right.
So that's why the government now chose to have designated places where people can smoke, and also they have tried to increase the VAT for cigarette, to increase the price for cigarette. But anyway, we all know that
we have to afford that.
It increases.
Let me get this right. Another question related to that. So for smokers, for all public areas, whether ni bus or nini, they should be having designated places for smokers.
Yes, even at work.
Okay, let me ask you another question. Now, back to lifestyle and nutrition. What about you decide to go like all green, like
vegetarian?
You become vegetarian. Have you reduced your risk for there are also some issues that come from being vegetarian? There are some things you lack in your body because you've gone all vegetable?
We call them strict vegans, because we have ovo vegans, lacto-ovo vegans. For strict vegans, they have problem of something we call pernicious anemia, B12 deficiency anemia, whereby you remove all animal products from your diet and you don't supplement.
Including what they wear.
They don't wear animals.
They don't wear animals. Someone told me I don't wear fur.
Oh my God. It also comes, like I said last time, if you want to try a diet, talk to your dietitian, talk to your nutritionist, so that they can tell you how it works and how they can help you best. Okay, because you have something like that now, the keto diet or intermittent fasting, or now vegetarian diet, they have their limitation, and your dietitian can always advise you how to conquer the limitations.
So using supplements does not increase your chances for lifestyle diseases, because people have turned into the things that we can get in our diet, like for example vitamin D, it's in the egg yolk. Now does it mean that people who use supplements are at risk of lifestyle diseases because it's not from the diet, it's something that is manufactured for them?
Okay, okay, I think you haven't gotten me right. You've asked if the vegan diet does it mean that they are good, they can't have any other condition? It doesn't mean that, because they can also have deficiencies. Yes. Yeah.
Now I've moved from that, I've gone to supplements. People have turned into supplements. Like for example, I don't have time for the sun because you see I get from my house at 8. And then I have to take vitamin D pills because I need the sun.
Okay. Sometimes it contributes because sometimes maybe you don't get it from the diet, or you're allergic to a certain food that is rich in that nutrient. You can always go for supplements. But supplementation is not something that, it's not like food. I cannot supplement you for a whole year. Okay, because the bad thing about supplementation is toxicity. That I can give you calcium for a whole year and cause calcium toxicity.
Oh.
Yeah,
Vitamin and mineral toxicity.
Yeah, it's not toxicity because it's too much.
guys, don't worry. I have two medical people here. So,
Because also,
so
the other thing
getting
about now the lifestyle diseases, it's in your diet, it's in your, so many conditions play a role in this lifestyle or non-communicable diseases, including your race. So you find that we have the modifiable factors and the non-modifiable factors.
I think I heard that when you're talking about diabetes.
But if you can work on the modifiable factors,
that's why you have to stress on the modifiable factors, whereby if you're smoking and you're hypertensive or diabetic, so that you don't get to the complication whereby you have retinopathy or nephropathy or neuropathy or any other organ damage.
Hold on. Okay, you see, yeah?
You know when you'll be, you know what you'll be
a minute, please, babe. Just give me a minute. You see, some of these terms, I only see them in the Bible. Neuropathy.
Okay. When you talk of diabetes or hypertension, we have the complications whereby we have multiple organ damage. When it damages the eye, it's called retinopathy.
Retina from the eye.
Yeah, from the eye.
You understand the boy,
When it damages the nerves, whereby you find that
that's neuropathy.
Yes,
from the neurons.
Okay. When it damages the kidneys from nephron,
kidnopathy.
we have
nephropathy.
Okay. But it's not limited to only those complications. We have multiple complications of diabetes and hypertension. So what was I saying?
You are saying non-modifiable and modifiable.
Oh yeah. So before you get to now the complications, your doctor always advise, can you stop smoking? Can you stop this tobacco exposure? Can you stop taking alcohol? Okay, and then can you now have the diet modification? And then for diet modification of hypertension, we find that if you are exposed to alcohol and tobacco use, your risk increases and also your control becomes poor. Okay, so there are things that we always limit when we want to control your pressure or diabetes. And now this is where we come to lifestyle modification. One, if you have a sedentary kind of lifestyle, your dietitian will always advise you to increase your physical activity. And I've given you an example of the physical activity that you can engage in. You can do brisk walking, you can do swimming, you can do cycling, you can do jogging, you can do skipping. So you'll find that if you're taking alcohol, your doctor will always advise you to stop. If you have tobacco exposure, you will be advised to stop. And then now we have the diet. We call it a DASH diet for hypertension. A diet aimed at stopping hypertension. Okay, and in this diet we have now whereby we want to minimize your risk. Okay, so one, we want to make sure that your lipid profile lies in the right standard there, whereby your cholesterol is low, your triglycerides ziko sawa, your LDL ziko low, your HDL ziko juu. Okay, so with this you have to check your diet. What kind of fats are you using? So we are going to remove the trans fats, we are going to remove the saturated fats, and then we are going to encourage the unsaturated fats. That is the mono unsaturated fats and the polyunsaturated fats. Okay, so for the mono unsaturated fats, we get it now from the peanuts, from the fish. Okay,
some of the samaki ni mzuri. Okay.
And then we have now the polyunsaturated fats, which are best now from the vegetables.
Some of the vegetables ni mzuri kuliko ya samaki.
Yes. From olive oil, from canola oil, from sunflower oil, vegetable oil, very good. Avocado. But we also have to use them in moderation. Avocado, yes. Okay.
Because samaki natoka avocado.
So you have to make sure that your lipid profile is okay. We are going to limit now the bad fats and encourage you to take the good fats. And then we have now the salt. excessive use of salt increases your risk for hypertension.
Oh. So hawa watu wa kuleta chakula wanasema acha niongeza kachumvi.
Kashube kanini?
Leta weka chumvi hapa tukula na mutura.
Not good for your health.
Unasikia tu mutura.
Hapana, mimi hata ndio nakataka.
Leta chumvi hapa. Unaweka kachumvi hapa na kamutura unahusisha.
And this is the reason. Salt is known to be hygroscopic.
Yes, from the chemistry from two.
It is water loving, whereby if you leave salt in an open surface, you'll find that it has attracted water to itself. So when you're hypertensive and you take a lot of salt, salt attracts water to blood. Therefore, it increases the blood volume. And that's how it makes your blood pressure uncontrollable or hard to control.
So one factors of hypertension, chumvi. Kachumvi, kasubi.
And then when we talk of salt, it's not only table salt. Okay? We also have salt substitutes, whereby if you go to the supermarket or if you go shopping, we have the foods that are labeled to be high in sodium. Okay? For instance, processed meat.
And this,
yes,
Salted.
You find that some foods are specifically written, they are salted. Okay, so
you are a fan of that.
Canned foods, they use brine to preserve the food, which is high.
Brine is a type of salt.
It's a type of salt. Okay, so we not only consider the table salt, but also the salt substitute.
I think even if you have not had anything else in this video, just get that.
Even for a normal person, moderate your salt use.
Intake.
Yes.
So this one I'm talking to the hustlers, Hustlers ndio tuko na hii tabia ya tunaenda tunanunua nyama na tunasema tumwagie chumvi kwa kababu. You know that pale kwa mmoja ile unanunua mturo unasema niwekee chumvi hapa ni
moderate your salt.
Take care of that salt. So you prefer kama unachemsha chakula unachemsha na chumvi, usikule raw salt.
Okay. Okay, whether you cook salt or you eat it raw,
salt is salt.
It does not change the state of salt.
Yeah, it does not change the state of salt.
It does not change the state of salt.
So okay, generally everything, it's nutrition.
Moderation. What you put in.
When it comes to nutrition, it's in moderation.
Yes.
And then the other time we talked about the energy you require versus the
food, the expenditure. Yes. Because now that comes to physical activity, still in hypertension, you have to check how physically active are you. Okay? So you increase your physical activity. Physical activity is good for your heart. And I know it is hard to start. Manze unaanza unaumwa miguu unaumwa mikono, you just say I will not do it again.
It's very hard.
Let me tell you the truth. Give me money or give me motorbike. You know how the relation comes in, So you know. Well, boda ati nimesema kuja nifikisha pale. Yeah.
I know.
No, okay. What happens is, some people, this is normal for people. We tend to give up faster on things that we're supposed to work hard towards. I am not one of those people. I worked hard, I exercised mpaka nikaumia, but honestly speaking, it's kind of hard to just put your focus into something. People don't have that motivation of doing it, and that is the problem when it comes to exercising. For me, I had a motivation.
What I always advise, because I want you to, I encourage my clients to exercise for 15 minutes and above. Targeting 30 minutes. Meaning that if you want to lose weight, you have to make sure that your physical activity goes beyond 15 minutes. Why? Because the first few minutes of exercise, you're using what already your body has. You're using energy that is already in.
Reserved.
No, energy that is already there to be used.
The one that you ate.
Okay? So if you want to go to that point where your body actually uses what it has reserved, you have to prolong the exercise, whereby it exhausts. It exhausts what is already there to be used as energy, and now goes to the reserve.
So the first 15 minutes, ukifanya exercise, unatumia ile energy unatumia kupiga makelele na kuagi. Hiyo energy unatumia.
What is there?
The normal energy. Yenye iko hapa ya kutumiwa. Yenye ungetumia unaona kama energy ya kupiga makelele. Then the next minutes,
the next minutes you now start from the reserves. Okay?
And exercise should be a lifestyle. Like, I do this 5 times a week.
And the thing with now lifestyle means that if I'm not taking alcohol, I'm not smoking, I'm eating right, I'm doing exercise. It's not something that I actually do for one day. I do for a week, I do for a month, I do for a year, over and over again. Making it consistent. And when you make it consistent, it becomes a habit and becomes sustainable. Another sustainability part is where now we go wrong. Because you'll exercise today, tomorrow, and then inaisha hivyo.
Okay, for me, I started exercising for 15 days and then nikakuta pale pameandikwa today is your rest day.
Rest day?
Yes, rest day, you know.
Using mobile apps for exercise.
Oh my God.
So I got a rest day on 15. Yeah, it was 4 days rest day. 4 days rest day. Then, you know, the next goes 5 days rest day. Then 1 week rest day you get. So me, I went for 4 days rest day. 4 days rest day. 4 days. So when I reached day 15, that was a rest day. So nika miss day 16, na 17, 18, So I came to day 20, nikakuta imejiandika nini tena? Rest day.
So you continued resting?
I continued resting until now I'm resting.
So I always advise, even for feeding, even for alcohol intake, even for tobacco, you can take this home. If I told you today you are a chain smoker to stop, it is going to be very hard.
Yes.
So I want you to stop slowly, something that is going to be sustainable. Okay. So I was taking a whole pack. Now I want to take a few sticks. I can reduce one stick.
Yes.
I do it for 3 days. I remove another stick. I do it for Evo, until you find by the end of around 3 months, you are left with a stick. Okay? So that one becomes sustainable. Sawa.
Lakini ukiachwa na hiyo stick moja, si atuendelee na hiyo moja.
No.
The way you've been dropping them, you'll drop
Yes.
Okay.
And I know for lifestyle, and for you to change your lifestyle, you need a lot of motivation. You need
I think that's what hurts.
Sometimes unapata mtu haezi acha sigara at all haezi. You've tried nicotine gums, you've tried
but you see, is nicotine gums still nicotine?
It's still nicotine. It's still nicotine.
So hakuna kuacha umeacha, ni venye umegeuza. Sasa badala ya kula ugali unakunywa ikiwa uji.
So when it comes now to even alcohol, the same way, even to food. Because if I told you today that you need 1800 kilocalories and you're used to having 3000, it's going to be very hard to come from these 3000 kilocalories to 1800. So can we start at 2800? And then we come to in the direction of your target. The same way with your weight. Today I'm 114 kgs. After a month, I have a target of 112. After another month, I want, you move towards your target other than further away from it. The same with exercise. Start with the 2 minutes you can. Do the 2 minutes for consecutive days. By the third day, you can now do 5.
Yeah, okay.
By a week, you can now do the 15. You continue like that, you find that you're somewhere and you have already made it a lifestyle.
Even if umerudi nyuma utarudi na 2 minutes.
Yes.
So when we say lifestyle, we mean consistency.
Consistency.
So lifestyle is so the way, let me get this right. The way when you feed mwili yako, when you feed with the way you are bringing diseases closer to you consistently, then you can be pushing them away from you consistently.
Yes.
So it's not a matter of umeacha leo na umeacha.
Yes, and I want to encourage people, even for your weight, if you're struggling with the weight, start small. Start small, going, I'm 90 kgs. My ideal weight is 70. Instead of going in the direction of 100, why shouldn't I go in the direction of 70? Because it's hard. From 90, you have 20 kgs to lose. But it's going to be easier losing 20 other than getting to 100, yet your ideal body weight does not change. It's still 70. So you now have 30 more to go.
Imagine.
So there are this type of people naenda gym. Nataka kuanza gym leo. So I cannot decide that naenda kuanza gym leo, yet I cannot jog for 3 minutes.
Because one thing, even when you go to the gym, talk to your gym instructor, tell them what you want. Even when you go to see a nutritionist, tell them what you want. What is your target?
So a nutritionist is like any other doctor. Nikuja nikupe mashida yangu na ninataka hivi.
Na akwambie the kilocalories you need.
Yes.
Now the problem is
food is measured in form of kilocalories.
But
that is what people don't know actually. People don't know that food is measured in kilocalories. So the problem comes in, you don't know that one packet of drink you bought has all the kilocalories you need in a day.
I know.
But I thought something from doctors. I think doctor.
It has all the kilocalories you need in a day. So you take that one pack and then you eat food. So you've taken more than, extremely more than what you need.
But most of the time people don't know that they actually eat more than they should until, as a dietitian or a nutritionist, you actually now calculate. You calculate for them and then you distribute it throughout the day. And they tell, hii ni kidogo sana. That is too little. Okay? So
then najipata naongeza samosa hapa juu. I think I've gotten one thing from doctor, and I think I don't doctors for this. No matter how you change my diet, no matter how you add it, no matter how you subtract it, I don't care as long as you throw your avocado. Unasikia avocado ni mzuri.
Yeah. Hii ni wale wenye mlienda shule mkashika the wrong things.
Funny thing, I've not discouraged avocado so far. But kuna patients wenye siwezi kubali avocado.
Why?
Yes, why?
Renal issues.
What are those?
If you have a renal issue, you
Macho.
have to kidney.
Okay.
Sorry, kidney issue. I'll not allow you to take avocado anyhow. Why? Because avocado is rich in potassium. And then when you have renal issues, your body cannot, your kidneys are not able to
add volume
to balance electrolytes, and potassium is one of them.
So if you have a kidney problem, kidney ni figo.
Figo.
I was almost saying it's the liver. If you have a kidney problem, avoid avocado. And I think kidney problem, ndio inafanyanga watu wafanye transplant, kidney transplant.
Yes.
So
dialysis.
So those people who do dialysis, kidney problem, mashida ya figo, I think all that is the same thing. Avoid avocados by all means.
It's not only avocado. Kidney issue is a whole lot of another.
It's a whole lot of another.
Avocado is one of them.
No, okay, fine. You are not going to stop avocado. You are okay. Are you okay? Good.
We are talking to people who may have kidney problems.
So that they can give you the avocados.
What avocado?
Okay.
I come from an area where avocado is the cash crop.
It's okay. You will take it, sell it, use it. We don't care. Eat your avocado. It's healthy. Anyway, you guys, before we start having our avocado fight.
So finally, I want us to take just a few minutes. Okay, we are talking of lifestyle diseases. Which is the leading lifestyle disease?
Diabetes and hypertension. I was telling you about the eating regime. I've told you about fats, I've told you about salt, about exercise.
Yes.
And the other thing is fiber. Okay? Because I was telling you the other time, when I'm calculating energy requirement, fiber is one of it. So you find that for starch, I have protein. Okay, there's the criteria we use to distribute. We have oils, we have sugar, we have plant protein, we have animal protein, we have dairy product, there's a way we classify them to distribute them during the whole day. But fiber takes the biggest share. Whereby your plate has very little carbohydrate, very little protein, and a lot of fiber or mboga.
Oh, fiber ni mboga.
Fiber ni
mboga. Okay.
Fiber ni mboga. Okay.
Cabbage ama sukuma.
All of them.
All of them.
Sasa, yes. And I know sometimes we find that people struggle with weight, and then they tell you that mimi niliambiwa na mtu that nikuwe nakula mboga. So we find that they skip everything but take mboga consistently, but they still don't lose weight. Why? Because they are using a lot of fat to cook their vegetables. I'm not saying that you don't use fat to cook vegetables. Here's the reason why you should consider using very minimal fat in your diet. When I'm calculating energy, 1 gram of carbohydrate gives me 4 kilocalories. Okay? 1 gram. Okay? 1 gram of protein gives me 4 kilocalories. Okay? 1 gram of fat gives me 9 kilocalories. Can you see the difference?
Yeah.
So fat.
So if you use too much in your vegetables,
the energy still is
high.
Yes, your energy umekula vegetables and a lot of fat. So unapata umetake still in, you've taken in a lot of energy. Yes. And also alcohol has its own kilocalorie. It's 7 for alcohol. It's 7.
Alcohol is 7.
7 kilocalories.
So fats. Okay, see, I'm not
40. I need to know 40. That one I'm curious. 40.
So for tea, okay, for instance, let's say you're taking tea. Okay, I have to calculate how much of milk have you put in your tea.
Maziwa kwa ubali kako ka fruits kakunawa na group.
So that because water has 0 kilocalories unless you add sugar.
Oh.
So if when I'm distributing,
what about tea leaves? Tea leaves.
No kilocalories.
It has 0.
Tea leaves.
So for me, green tea, it's 0 kilocalories.
If you take green tea in water only, that is 0 kilocalories.
So chemsha maji or green tea.
That's what I do actually.
And I think another thing about fiber, you see, if I cut your ugali, nimekwambia ukule ugali kidogo and the nyama pieces 5 or ama 6 ama not more than
the size of the piece.
No, and I mean this size of piece. You know, some can come with piece number 1, piece number 2.
Nyama kilo moja ni piece 5.
Kilo moja amesukuma ikatosha
Kilo moja sasa ikatakata that's one piece.
Kilo moja is 1 piece.
You see? No, that's wrong.
So one piece it's one inaitwaje kitu?
Because one serving of meat is the size of a matchbox. Na sisemi ile kiberiti kubwa. Kuna kiberiti kubwa.
Yeah.
The small kiberiti, that is one serving.
That is the serving you're supposed to take.
Yes.
So nikikula nyama?
No. For instance, if your dietitian has prescribed 3 servings of meat, it means that those are around, kama your matchbox inatoka around 3 pieces ama 4. No. So if you're given like unashika
so tata kukomplainia hoteli wenye wanatuwekeaga ni very special lakini nyama kwa ubali.
Our nutritionist.
You find for everything that you eat, for instance, in the morning I'm taking a cup of milk and bread, and my bread is buttered, and my tea is sugared, and I'm also taking sausages like 4, okay, and a fruit. All that is energy. All that is calculated and calculate that in form of energy. Okay, then tell me at 10 I take a soda, and then lunch I take chipo and also take chicken and half a chicken and no vegetable salad wanaekanga sikombali na hata sikulangi
actually kuna ingine coleslaw. People have started using coleslaw whereby they add mayonnaise and sugar and some other things there. They just know how to cook these things nowadays.
Anyway, everything that you eat counts. Okay, everything that you eat counts. So the reason why fiber inaongezewa kwa diet is to give you satiety, meaning that your food has been reduced in very large amounts. If you increase your fiber, you'll not feel hungry because fiber will be taking the space of these other foods, and the caloric intake in vegetables is minimal.
So in short,
meaning umekula energy kidogo but umeshiba.
I really like breaking this down. So if chakula yako iko na masukuma mingi, masukuma mafuta ni kwa ubali, iko sprinkled kwa ubali.
A teaspoon if you can.
Yeah,
inafaa kupimwa. Actually ufai kumwagilia chakula yako.
Mimi napimanga na kifuniko ya mafuta moja.
A teaspoon. Yes. Teaspoon. Ikienda sana weka 2. Yes.
So okay, in short, let's just I think we should be winding up right now. The one thing that our viewers should learn more than anything else is that everything that goes into your body is calculated in form of energy. So imagine you taking 1 packet of something that has the energy required the whole day. So lifestyle diseases, they come from so many reasons. We know that, and there are a lot of reasons we can't control. But if there's a reason that we can control, like nutrition, honestly, we should, because working out will not cost you much. It will take you to just discipline yourself. Start small. Today, walk. Tomorrow,
run.
Jump. The next day, run.
Spin.
Just no, go slow. But just keep going.
Yes.
Don't stop. Go slow and keep going. Because with time you'll realize that, I don't know if you work out and you've realized this, when you work out, you tend to get used to it. It becomes something that you just...
No, it becomes a lifestyle.
It becomes a lifestyle and you tend to enjoy it. And if it helps you in the process, why shouldn't you do
But
it?
on the other hand, unless you have a kidney problem, don't avoid avocado.
A lifestyle becomes something. It becomes a habit. Habits are things that we do without straining.
Yeah.
So start slow. If your dietitian has prescribed this kind of diet, start walking in the direction of that diet. If it's the physical activity, start slow. All you need to do is start. Don't stop.
Don't stop.
As hard as it gets, don't stop.
Wow.
So I think it's easier. It's easier when you prevent yourself from reaching that level before the doctor tells you to do it.
Because you come to the hospital, you're obese. And your doctor recommends before onset of disease, please lose this weight. It is increasing your risk of cardiovascular diseases. It is increasing your risk of diabetes. Please try losing that weight then. And unlike you wait for another few years, then the disease actually kicks in.
Now, another question, hypertension. Ikonadawa. Once it comes.
No.
Yes.
Lifestyle diseases are there to be managed.
Yes.
The other thing, if you're hypertensive and you're watching this, if you're diabetic and you're watching this, and you don't go for your clinic, you actually stopped your medication, you stop following your dietitian or nutritionist advice, please go for checkup. Because it's something that you have to do. You know, when you go for your clinic, your doctor can see if the medication prescribed is working. Your nutritionist can see if the diet prescribed is working. Okay? Unlike when you are the first time 5 years ago you are diagnosed, you started going to over-the-counter drugs. You don't know if these drugs are working. Hypertension and diabetes are silent killers. I cannot sit here and say, ninaumwa na pressure, or guy, my sugar is 15.
No, because it's either my sugar, my liver, my kidney.
I cannot say that my sugar, oh my God, my sugar is elevated. No. That's why they are silent killers. The time that you'll start feeling the effect is when there is organ damage. Your nerves, you can't feel your legs, or you're having a diabetic foot, or your eyesight is destroyed. That's when, or you already have chest pains. When the effect is already there. And that's why it is important, even for us who are not yet diagnosed, or who are not diagnosed with any of the non-communicable or lifestyle diseases, go for checkup as often as you can. Because once you have your blood pressure checked, the medical practitioner is going to tell you that your blood pressure is okay, your blood sugar is okay. Sawa. I cannot sit home and say, nasikia kama niko na pressure. No.
Now let me ask you, and I think I can encourage that because it costs almost negligible cost to have them coping.
Yes.
And sometimes you find they are free checkups.
You see, the risk factors come from age, from race. Black people are more.
I have kept asking
Black
this
people
question.
are more susceptible or high risk of diabetes and pressure than
whites.
Don't
say black people. Kuna wengine sisi brown skin.
Seriously? You're black. No matter how brown you are black.
Never told black people are only possible to jig us.
No.
So okay, I understand in hospitals, in majority of the hospitals, when you go, like when I came to your hospital, and I indeed I was not sick, so I brought some people there. And it was an azajipima pressure. I can katoa hiyo kitu akanipima for free.
Simple. You take your blood pressure, you take your weight, you take your height. Let a medical practitioner calculate your BMI. Let them interpret the digit for you. Are you normal? Are you underweight? Are you overweight? Are you obese?
Try this, don't try this.
Yes. Take your blood pressure, take your blood sugar, so that you can actually because prevention is better than cure.
So first thing I advise our viewers, visit the hospital near you.
Yes.
Sometimes it's totally free. And I think kupimwa sukari na kupimwa hiki tu.
No, you need to take care of yourself. Cost is nothing. You will take that money, go buy a transfer, take it in your body.
Nobody can take care of you.
Yes.
Okay, everybody can.
And you see at this, okay, I don't know the relation, but you can see that people who have now the non-communicable diseases, that is, one of them is diabetes and corona, there seems to be a relationship between
there's no relationship. If you are diabetic and you have corona, my friend, there is nothing we are discussing there. No,
say
let's
that.
make it clear. You see,
Okay,
it's always
honest-
good to talk the truth. If you are diabetic and
But
corona, my
studies-
friend.
Okay, studies
currently
show that
studies showing-
most people who have succumbed to COVID
have other
underlying
issues.
condition.
And the underlying issues mostly are now the non-communicable.
the non-communicable.
Wachani kushida hapa mkisugarcoat. Kama uko na diabetes,
Okay.
please avoid corona. Okay, if you know you are suffering, if you are diabetic, be safe. Because once you get
Whether
corona,
you
it's,
have
once you
diabetes
get
or
corona,
not,
it's
please
like,
be safe.
Please be safe.
All
Yes.
of you, whether
Try
you
your
have-
best, be safe, because prevention is better than cure
Yes.
in all areas, whether it's a lifestyle disease or you don't just go there unapata mtu akona homa unaambia kuhoa kwa mdomo yangu. Doesn't work like
But
that.
if you, that's
So-
what I'm saying. Yeah? That's what I'm saying. Yeah? The way the government has said, if you are below 13 and above 58, yeah? So I think between that gap, if you are okay, already the government have taken care of the rest. But if you are between 13 and 58 and you are diabetic, yeah? Don't make corona a catalyst to take you to heaven.
Yes.
Be more, take more careful
Take more
like the
care.
rest.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys, you've heard it. I hope all of you have learned something. Personally, I've learned a lot. In today's video, we are on Masha Arts t-shirts. Masha Arts is a company that deals with kids products. That is the Young Magazine and Mashule mobile application, as well as the trending right now Facebook page, the Wawerus.
Yes.
It's all
In
sponsored
short,
by
Masha
Masha Arts.
Arts, it's Wawerus.
Masha Arts is more of
Yes.
Wawerus.
And
Yeah,
Wawerus
I
is
guess so.
Masha Arts.
But Masha Arts is about the young.
Yes.
It's not about the Wawerus anymore. So anyway, if you've not, just go online, www.mashas.co.ke. You'll find us there. You'll find our work, the Young Magazine. It's a free copy. The 3rd issue is almost out. I hope you're going to get a chance to read it. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Also, if you've not subscribed to our channel, seriously,
Subscribe.
Yes.
tell them again. Tell them. You know, if they hear it from a beautiful face, they will hear. Tell them.
Please subscribe.
You
Please
guys.
subscribe.
That beautiful voice has told you. Subscribe.
Subscribe, like the videos, comment on the videos,
And share.
and share the videos. Also, if there is a good topic, if there is a topic you want to hear from, especially on health and all other matters, please comment, inbox us.
Or comment down
Or
below.
comment down below, also inbox us. And guys, we thank you so much for your support. Isipokuwa ni nyinyi tungekuwa hapo. You are the hippopotamus. Nyinyi ndio viboko yao. So,
No, you are their cane. That's better than hippopotamus. So you guys, seriously, we love you so much. Comment down below on what you like to hear from us. And please, we are requesting you subscribe to our channel and
Yes.
share this video. You'll help change lives because you're all about living life and changing lives.
Yes.
And we did tell them we are launching something new.
yes, we are launching something new. Guys, watch our next video on Monday at 7:30 a.m. And
Yeah.
please be with us tonight.
Wednesday at 9
It's 9 p.m.
p.m.
at night.
on the
On the
Wawerus
Wawerus on Facebook.
Facebook.
Yes.
We will be live. We'll be launching something very interesting. Okay,
Yes.
let's
All our aim is about
living
changing
life
lives.
and changing lives.
Yes.
So if you are there, all hope is not gone.
So,
Okay, until next time, guys. Bye.